Welcome to another exciting edition of Scaling Signals, where we will talk about current market dynamics and how to scale small businesses. All right. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Scaling Signals. Today, we are welcoming our special guest, Krishna, who is the CEO and CTO of HR Cloud. So a SaaS tech helping organizations within the HR arena. With that, Krishna, thank you so much for joining. Would you like to give us a bit of a background and overview of HR Cloud?
Thanks, Neil, for having me here. So I'm the CEO of HR Cloud. I've been with the company since the inception, since 2017. And what we do is we provide HR software for companies in the US and abroad. And the primary solutions that we offer is twofold. One is focused on HR automation, which helps HR administrators and personnel to make sure they're more efficient with their operations for hiring and automating all the workflows and paperwork. And the other one is all about employee experience, which deals with employee retention, communication, engagement, and rewards. Those are the two primary products that we offer. And we have companies ranging from small and medium-sized businesses from anywhere from 5 to 10 employees, and as big as 35,000 large companies with so many employees, and we spread across different geographical regions, and we cater to many industries like these.
Excellent. What would you say is some of the differentiations as far as why HR Cloud is chosen by either the smaller clients or larger clients? There's certainly a few options out there in the market. I know, we use product. I've used products, other startups I've worked with. What's unique?
The unique thing is the system is built to be hyper customizable, and the solution, it's a solution which can be well suited for smaller companies. Although it's actually an overkill for small companies because they just want a cookie cutter process, which we do. However, it's more valuable if you're a company with a large setup with multiple employees in different geographical regions or different countries. That's where the value of our offering will be more, and that's where we will be more effective for companies with more complexities. And we are a company with employees in 3 different regions. We have employees in US and one in Croatia, Europe, and one in Vietnam. In addition to that, we have few contractors spread across US and few in India. So we use our own solution to onboard employees and staff within our solution. And that's how we developed it. So we learned from our mistakes, and then how would we better be more efficient hiring our own employees and then engaging our own employees. That's how we developed the software. And then the clients, as we added more clients to our stack, once we get the feedback from them, we learn from them, okay, they are trying to rapidly expand. Let's say few of the retail companies who try to open up a new store, they wanted to onboard like 200 employees in a week. And our system is scalable, and it has, once you set up your processes, and it's on autopilot. Once you add an employee, everything gets assigned to the right people and nothing slips through the cracks. And for HR administrators and VPs, they have full visibility at the top level, where if there is a task which gets stuck at a particular person, or like a manager or an IT administrator who didn't do his job, you would know where are the inefficiencies and be able to act on it. That's how we would help our customers to be more efficient with our solution.
Excellent. So talk me through the background. How did, this vision come to be in 2017? I mean, this is pre-COVID. We're talking 9 years ago. I've seen a lot of companies come and go at that time. So kudos to you for making it through.
It was sitting around. Mm-hmm. So I was part of a different organization before. It's called NeoGov. And we were building the same product in the previous company for the government sector, public sector side of the business.
I know NeoGov. I do.
Yeah.
I know them very well.
We did that. That's how I was one of the initial developers who worked on this product called Onboarding. Back then, in 2011, that's when we started. Back then, recruitment is a big deal. People wanted to hire, but there's no real process or software to, automate your paperwork and then set up the workflow. There's not real onboard solution back in the day. And then we were developing it specifically for the public sector. And then when we started HR Cloud, so we technically, we repeated the same thing for private sector. And then as we got more feedback, because government and private sector is completely different, the audience are different and the processes and everything is different, right? So private sector is more rapid, rigid, and then there's so much competition over there. And we have an opportunity to repeat the same thing, but specifically for this niche. And we had few initial customers who had shown some trust in purchasing our solution. And then we just developed it based on their feedback to the commercial segment. And then as we get more clients from international companies from Europe, then there's a different set of needs that they had. And then companies would be using different payroll. As an example, we had companies using ADP as an example, UKG and SAP in Europe. We have to integrate with these other payroll companies. And what we do is we act like a middleman where we don't want to replace your existing solution, but we add value to it. And we can bolt onto your existing HRIS, payroll products, and then you can integrate our solution with theirs and vice versa. That way, we're just complementing their solution.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It allows them to extend the investment they've already made and improve the ROI. So you're effectively an optimization layer in that regard. What would you say, looking back, were some really significant milestones or just company events that occurred? It could be landing the first, I don't know, $500,000 ARR client. It could be the release of X module. It might have been anything that was really just pivotal.
Can you just reframe the question again, please?
Yeah, no problem. So, I mean, you've been around since 2017. Yeah. What were some of the key milestones that the company's grown and evolved? It might be a decision to pivot for a different direction. It might have been a key client that, was just a massive help fund developers and things.
Yeah. So, I mean, thanks for reclarifying. So I think during COVID, we had a challenge because we used to work in a local office here in LA, but then everybody are restricted to working from home. And we had a challenge, one is how do we work with our own employees? And then the same challenge exists for everybody throughout the globe because nobody can go to work and you have to hire onboard staff remotely, virtually. And then on top of it, there's a big problem, right? So in 2021, early 2020, 2021, during second wave and third wave of COVID, employees are jumping companies like left and right? They're quitting like crazy, 20%, 30% attrition is going on. And they wanted to keep, companies wanted to keep their employees within the organization. How would you keep them engaged? Because you're not seeing them. You're just dealing with them virtually. And there is no real product other than the fact that there is Zoom and Teams. That's meant for communication, but there's no real engagement and retention happening. And that's why we pivoted to this other product called Workmates. And it exactly deals with this problem where how do you keep the communication flowing from top down and bottom up? How do you get feedback from everybody in the organization? How do you get a pulse of the employees there and then do NPS surveys, etc.? And also, how do you retain the talent by recognizing them? You don't have to wait for the performance evaluation next year. Instead, if you want to recognize somebody, you can just give them a quick kudo and then give them a points, which could be redeemed for a gift card. Simple application. We had it before, but there's no real use case. Nobody wants to use it. But after COVID, that's like a fundamental shift in the way every company, in fact, not just us. There's a lot of companies in the similar space and a lot of traction has happened because of COVID. Because you want to retain the employees and be more efficient and then virtually be able to engage anybody anywhere in the world. And that was a shift for us. And we got the bigger customer that I mentioned, 25,000 plus users. That was from Europe. And then they had a similar problem. And they had like 11 subsidiaries amongst, retail and hospitality, restaurants and manufacturing. And they wanted to engage all the staff through a platform. And we were one of them which got selected for this. And then we were able to help them achieve their goals to retain the employees and have the communication flowing.
Are most of your clients, let me walk that back. Are these two offerings offered discreetly as far as HR Cloud and Workmates, or are they commonly bundled together, or is one more of an entry point and then the other one gets added on later?
Yeah, good question. So the main driver for us used to be onboarding because that's like a flagship product. It's been there since 2017. And we had a lot of search intent on SEO. So that's the usual entry point for people who are looking for an employee onboarding or an offboarding solution. And then once they like our solution, they like our support, then we tend to, show them, okay, we have this engagement product, other products, and then we upgrade them. The other set of product offering is anybody looking for a specific need where I'm looking for a education, as an example, right? Education recognition solution or communication in healthcare, etc. They get to go to Workmates, and then that could be an entry point. And typically, if it goes through Workmates, usually they have this option for engagement, communication, rewards, and recognition. And then they will look at what else do you have. So sure, we do have an HR suite. So we want to try it out, then they get into the HR side of it. Yeah, it could be both sides, but majority of the ones would be on the HR side because of the longevity.
Gotcha. And what does your sales motion look like? Do you have like BDRs, like inside sales team that are generating leads, and then account executives taking the leads, working through fruition, and then closing them? Is that your motion, or is it more a PLG-led motion?
No, PLG, we try to do it. I still think that's a good way to do it. Maybe for a application which is not as complex as us, it could be good. But no, for now, it's all SEO-driven, search engine optimization. And lately, it's we're getting traffic through ChatGPT and other LLMs. And
good.
Yeah, on top of it, we get deals through referral partners like ADP, Intuit, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying BDR route as well.
Coming from online and then referrals, so marketing, web content, SEO. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. And BDR we're trying too. Speaking of which, BDR outbound email campaigns that we are trying it out, but it's not as successful as the SEO side of it.
Yeah, it certainly can be a bit of a volume game, and it
is numbers. Yes,
it is numbers, and it needs to be very refined messaging. In my opinion, I've run many BDR teams, and it's one thing to take a shotgun approach. It's another thing to take a rifle, but have 100 rifles going.
Yeah,
that's kind of the analogy
Sniper.
I use. Exactly. So how would you say then over the last few years with, artificial intelligence and just, it seems like, how do I say this? It seems that there are a lot of new SaaS startups, whether it's HR, whether it's employee performance management, whether it's, lead gen. There's so many different technologies that are adopting AI.
Yeah.
How is that affecting, your offering either from the development effort, new products, or even just competitive landscape?
Yeah, I'll start from the marketing. So definitely it's helping us on the marketing side to create a better copy. We don't have to wait for a writer to write up the copy and review it. So that whole process has shrunk down from a week or 10 days to a day or, less than an hour. So definitely it's helping on the sales side, on the marketing side. On the development side, yes, sure. Yeah, it is helping us. Code assist using Claude and other tools have helped us develop and ship code much faster. And on the product side, sure, we do have prospects asking us. In fact, anybody who's shopping around for an HR solution, they would ask us, do you have AI? It could be that they know what they're looking for. That could be one use case. Other one is, what is AI? Do you have something? I wanted to get to buy a vendor who have AI. So knowingly they're getting it, or they just want to get something which has it. Yeah, and then
I think it's one of those things where they are asking, but they don't even know what they're asking for.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to find out what exactly are they asking, and if it makes sense, and then we will get that and add it to the roadmap. And we're adding in a couple of places. So we started adding. We did have AI component back 6 months ago. It's on the recruitment module where a hiring manager can create a job requisition, and then AI will, instead of going to ChatGPT and dump copy pasting, you don't have to. You can do it within the system. And then we are adding AI assistants to screen the candidate, get the resume, recommend the right candidate for the job. I don't want to do it as a recruiter because you want to look at each and every resume, but it is the nature of the game. Nobody have time, then you want to do the job much faster. So AI can assist you get the right candidate based on the resume and application. And AI is also added to the system where it will help you as a user. Let's say, hey, I wanted to request a time off. Who is in the office next week? I'm looking for a company policy. I'm new to the company. How do I do this? I'm stuck somewhere. So we can incorporate this in various parts of the application to assist the end user to get and navigate through the system to get what you need. And also, if you're stuck, you don't have to wait for a help center article or somebody from the chat support to answer. AI can answer you. So it is definitely helping us be more efficient in various ways.
Good. Yeah, I mean, that's the use case I'm seeing. A lot of internal applications are rolling out the agentic support. Instead of having to go to the knowledge base, it's just
you can just get the answer.
Exactly. And that is a high, in my opinion, that is a very high value.
That's a no-brainer one, yeah.
Totally. It reduces the, let's say onboarding for new employees, it reduces their learning curve. And it's really for any discipline. I mean, we use it, for companies that I work with where they're helping onboard new salespeople and they're training them through the agentic approach and helping them have that basically co-pilot there on even sales calls so they can ask questions real time and get answers if they don't know versus just saying to the client, you know what, let me get back to you. They can say, hey, hold on one second, let me double check. And they'll just ask the agent or the co-pilot agent and they'll get an answer back. And that to me, is wonderful. Whether it's a customer success, customer service, help desk person, or an AE, having all of that information just really elevates their game.
Yeah, definitely. We just build the knowledge base based on the sales demos and the help center and then ask questions. So you don't have to ask or wait for somebody. You can get the answers right there.
Yep. Very good. So what would you say is the largest challenge you have right now for, the company as a whole, inclusive of both product sets?
Again, so there's a couple of things. So the customers need more right now. Whoever we have, the approach that I've seen most of the clients that we are getting, our prospects, is they're in the consolidation mode where they don't want to pay a lot. They want to simplify the game where I want to move everything to one system or two instead of 5 systems. So it brings their own complexities. So sure, we do have a lot of HR components, but we're missing few elements, like we don't have a payroll system, as an example, benefit administration, etc. And that brings a challenge. So if that's exactly what they're looking for, then sure, we may not be a better fit. But if you're looking for depth of functionality within engagement, onboarding, recruitment, performance, then we are a better player and we can definitely add value. That's been a challenge. And then if company switches from payroll, let's say if we have a client who uses ADP and then they switch over to SAP or Workday, it's a challenge again. Maybe Workday have better HR systems compared to ADP, and then they don't need a company like HR Cloud. That could be a challenge.
Yeah. Sure. That makes perfect sense. How about, I know a lot of the industries right now, I've talking to my friends, there's just a lot of organizations that are in freeze mode. Budgets are frozen. They're not spending money. They're not taking on new applications. They're not taking on new products, whether it's private sector, public sector. I mean, listen, if you sell to the federal market, you're really hurt right now. It's completely broke. So there's commercial industries that are facing more, where there's heavy tariffs, like organizations that are bringing in a lot of goods from Asia are obviously materials, really feeling it. And I know those industries are, to say the least, they're on hold. They're just not making anything. What are you seeing with regards to? Yeah,
definitely true. I mean, that's a reality, right? So January we had an issue, and then tariffs, and then one way or the other, there's so much uncertainty going on. And I mean, I can feel for the customer prospects, because it's a manufacturing company. You're importing stuff from China or India. If you have a tariff, you want to wait what happens. So there's 100% to 50% to 25%. They don't want to spend because they don't know what's going to happen, if they are going to be in existence or not. And it's a ripple effect from nuts and bolts to a company who's purchasing them and manufacturing something, and then they don't have a need for an HR solution. It is a ripple effect. It is a tough market. I get it. I'm just trying to be more optimistic. Once things settles down, they will have a need for a better solution, better days to come.
Completely agree with that. And so it really comes down for companies to understand what, if any, offerings they can bring to the market in the time being to add value and keep either clients without churning or incremental revenue, so that we're adding value and keeping the stickiness for that. I was talking with a lingerie manufacturer, one of the largest in the world, and they are literally on hold for the rest of the year. No expense. They've actually reduced budgets in most departments significantly. Their stock's getting crushed. It's a known entity that you see on the news about what's going on with them. So I felt bad. I was talking to their head of supply chain, and he's like, we import everything. He's like, we're just getting crushed.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah, now
really
the new
tough.
tariffs on India right now, it started with 100%. I don't know where it is right now, and I'd rather not listen to the news.
No, it's tough.
It's beyond our control, anybody's control.
It is. I think once we get through this budgeting cycle and some things settle down, there's a couple trade agreements that need to get hashed out, i.e. India and China. Mm-hmm. Once we make through those, I think we'll be in a better place.
I think they'll be more open, Yeah, everything will bounce back. Yeah.
So what about from an operational hurdle perspective? Has over the last couple of years, has growth been extremely fast and we're struggling to meet the demands, or have things been kind of flat? So we're driving out the last bit of efficiencies we can, and we're there. We're just waiting for the sales and go-to-market motions to really pick up.
Yeah, definitely. Growth has reduced due to these uncertainties for sure. And bulk of the leads or deals that we get is on hold. They're in a holding pattern. And we had one of big insurance companies, I think in May or June this year, May this year. They were ready to pull the plug, and then they are in holding mode, and they're supposed to get back to us in October. So 6 months, it's a larger deal. There's no control. It's not like we're not getting any deals in the pipeline. We do, but it doesn't go anywhere. And you have to take a call. How much can you, go pester the prospect? Yeah. I mean, either you can wait for them to get back to you when things improve, or just be optimistic and get more. Yeah.
Yeah. Is your team, if you know, because I know this is going to be a little bit more granular on the sales side, do they use a framework called MedPick by chance?
No.
Or Medic? Yeah. Okay.
Medic. What is it called?
It goes by two different names. They're a little bit different. One is called Medic, MEDDIC. The other one is MedPick, MDDPICC. The P stands for the paper process. I'm a big proponent of it. We can talk offline about it afterwards.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
I'm curious.
Go deep in here, but something to look into.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
Very good. How about long-term vision? I know I've been involved with 5 startups as an executive. Going through, let's say we've got our 5th exit as we speak. Some of them have been really nice, great fun runs. Others have been, really challenging. It's like, oh my God, where is this going? I don't know if you guys have venture partners behind you or private equity involved. That obviously changes things. Or if this is just bootstrapped, and when we, find the right partner potentially for an exit, we do, or we'll just keep running this as a business and hand it down to our family.
It's currently bootstrapped, and we wanted to grow it organically as much as we can. And if there is an opportunity for us to grow inorganically by acquiring other companies, and if there's a nice synergy, let's say payroll, right? We don't have payroll, or we don't have benefits. If there is an opportunity where we can get the right partner to team up or acquire, and we are open for that. That way we can add more value to our customers by expanding on our product offering, and then even go international.
Excellent.
So definitely we're open for that. And as of now, it's, we just wanted to add more value to our customers. Since we have a diverse customer set from small and medium-sized businesses to some of the large enterprises, they have different needs. But if we can add more value and more efficiencies, be it, implementing them faster, getting them to, if they have a support ticket, be as efficient, really get them the answers they needed, and unblock them and be more efficient. I think that's still our number one priority. That way, we can just grow organically, or we have options open.
Makes sense. So as we come to close here, what lessons learned would you tell our audience? I mean, as a founder who's literally bootstrapped this every way, which by the way, I did one bootstrapped company, and it is very rewarding when you do have, look back over 5-6 years and see what you've accomplished. What advice would you give other founders, other CEOs that are starting young companies?
I would listen. Number one advice would be to listen to the customers. Just don't build a product just because you have the enthusiasm to build it and you want to showcase your technical strength, but build something which makes sense. If there is a market for it, only focus on that. Once you get enough customer base and enough revenue, then the team would be more motivated to build more, and you have enough revenue to continue. So initially, when we started working on the solution, we were focusing on building like a app store for HR, which was a good concept. There are certain companies who were successful in this venture, but maybe we didn't start with the right foot. And then we were trying to build a lot of applications to cater for any audience. Then we narrowed down and went back to our basics and let's see, hey, we are strong in employee onboarding. Let's just focus on that and get customers. Once we got 50, 100 plus customers, then we have an opportunity to get feedback from the clients that we have, and then started working on offerings like employee performance management, recruitment module, vacation engagement, etc. So stick to the basics and see, focus on the pain point rather than building anything that you wish to build, rather live into them.
Certainly. Excellent. So as we close here, let's remind our audience how they can reach out to HR Cloud, what your URL is and your value prop. Let's just kind of close with those elements.
Yeah, definitely. So you can reach out to us at www.hrcloud.com. And if you're a company who's looking for a exceptional onboarding platform to onboard your employees or a way to engage, reward, recognize your employees, we are one of the best solutions available. And also we partner with multiple payroll vendors in the US and abroad, from ADP, UKG, Paylocity, Dayforce, Intuit. So we are one of the top vendors in their marketplaces as well. So that way you can bring your payroll. You don't have to replace your HR systems. We can just offer the specialized products that we offer, and then you can just use them. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, Krishna, for joining us on Scaling Signals, and tune in next time for our next episode. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Scaling Signals. See you on the next podcast.